What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. My name is Chris Drummond. I'm a sports reporter based out of Minnesota. I'm on here today because I normally talk to wonderful guests who are not only involved in my genre of background, which is journalism, but also different genres because the point is trying to get to know them for what they do and who they are. It is December 21st, 10 days left of this year of 23 before we head into 24. I got a special guest coming on with me. She's a junior at Washington State University. Her name is Emma Underwood. She's been a sports anchor there. She's also a radio intern as we speak. And she is trying to get her bachelor's in sports broadcast. So we're going to talk to her about her why, talk to her about some different things as well, and get to know her a little bit because, like I said, getting to know people of different backgrounds is the interest to me. So without any further ado, I bring to you the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Emma Underwood. Hey Emma, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just want to say thank you for hopping on my podcast, giving me some time today. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you for having me.
no, no doubt, no doubt. I want to ask you first, is all the Christmas shopping done?
No, I'm actually going after this. I have none of it done, like zero. I've been really lazy this year.
That's okay. That's all
Yeah.
right. Listen, it's the 21st, so it ain't the end of it. I knew I
Mhm.
had to get mine done early, though. I had to get mine done early because I knew that tonight, I mean, after I do this podcast with you, I'm actually heading to the Lakers and Timberwolves game.
Oh, hell
So,
yeah.
oh yeah. So, obviously I gotta get my shopping done. I kind of planned that and I'm just gonna have a good time tonight. So,
Yeah, that
but
sounds fun.
yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be dope, no doubt. So let me give you some background to why I wanted you on here before I start peppering you with some questions, right?
Okay.
So the main thing is that I love talking to different people who are involved not only in my genre but other genres of their occupation. And main thing is getting to know their why of why they wanted to do what they wanted to do. Obviously, we know you go to Washington State University, Wazoo is what they
Yep.
call it, and you are trying to get your bachelor's in sports broadcast, right? And you're doing some things towards that, which we will talk about for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a sports journalist out of here in the Midwest full time. And I graduated with a journalism and emerging media degree. So obviously the attraction there to talk to you and likewise is there because you do what I do or want to do what I do. Right.
Yeah.
So I just thought it would be pretty cool to kind of link up different backgrounds and kind of get to know you as well outside of what you do as far as pursuing a sports broadcast degree. Know Emma a little bit. So I have some fun questions in here as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So without any further ado, I want to know your why, right? I start off with that question with everybody. What is your why of why you wanted to pursue sports journalism? Who inspired you? What role models did you have growing up? And where did you grow up?
Awesome. Yeah. So growing up, when I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do with my life and my career, I was kind of thinking about it and I was like, okay, I'm not good at math. I'm terrible at science and I just didn't enjoy it at all. And all my friends
Right.
wanted to go and be like doctors and nurses. And I was like, I don't really know if that's what I want to do. And so growing up, everyone has told me my whole life, like, you have such a TV personality, like, you need to get into the media and like get into like some type of broadcast. And I
Right.
was like, okay, so I never really took it like seriously until my freshman year of college, I would say. I was kind of figuring out what I was going to do, taking all these like prereq courses, wasn't really loving any of them besides my communication classes. And so I was like, okay, like everyone's told me I should go into broadcast. So I was like, okay, I'm going to pick up a TV broadcast major. And I was talking to my counselor, like my advisor, and she was like, "What are you thinking about for a minor?" And I remember briefly my mom's coworker talking to me, and he was like, "You really should consider going into sports." And I was thinking about it, and I was like, "You know what? That's not actually a bad idea. Like I watch a little bit of football here and there, but like I'm not very educated on sports that much." So I kind of started doing my research in it a little bit, and I was like, "Okay, like this is something that I feel like I could enjoy." So I took a few sports management classes in college, and I ended up really loving them. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do double minor. I'm gonna double minor in sports communication and then sports management.
Okay, I like
Yeah.
that. Now, what is your favorite sport?
I love to watch football is what I know most, but I worked a few basketball games this past semester and I ended up really loving basketball.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna be really good friends, Emma. We really are. Basketball, basketball is my favorite sport. Football is second, baseball's third, and every other sport after that, I'm down with, except cricket. I
Yeah.
haven't crossed over to cricket yet, but
Yeah, I don't know anything about that
I
sport.
don't know nothing about that. I haven't crossed over yet, but I see it on TV. It looks interesting for
It
about
does.
2 minutes, and then I flip the channel. So that's what
Oh
I
yeah.
do. Yeah. I like that basketball. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so Washington State University, right? That's where you're going. I
Yeah.
want to know what made you choose that university, but also were there any other universities out there that could have persuaded you from Washington?
Yeah, so growing up, I come from a Sun Devil family. My parents went to ASU.
Yeah.
And so we were living in Seattle my whole life. I was born and raised there. And I kind of planned on going to ASU my whole life. And then I found out that we're actually moving to Arizona right after I graduated high school. So the move to Arizona kind of influenced me to go back to school in Washington because I wasn't ready to leave my whole life behind in Washington. Like all my friends
Sure.
were there. I'm sure I can make new friends at ASU and everything, but like it was kind of like a comfortability thing, I want to say. And WSU has a really good communication program as well. So I knew I kind of wanted to go a little bit into communication, but like I wasn't quite sure. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Wazoo. But if I didn't go to Wazoo, I would definitely be at ASU right now.
Which, yeah, that's one of the top sports. I know they definitely have a master's program, which I'm pursuing my master's at my alma mater, which is Kennesaw State University. But ASU definitely has a great sports broadcasting
Yeah,
program and a master's program. No question
I've
about
heard
that. Okay. I like that. So your parents went to ASU, but you was
that.
like, you know what? Since y'all moving, I love y'all, but I can't uproot like y'all. I'm gonna have to stay back here.
Yeah,
That
there
was
was a lot of disappointment in my family because everyone went to ASU. My sister goes to
right.
ASU, and I'm like the one coug out of everybody. And so there's a lot of jokes over holidays about it, of course, but
Absolutely,
I like
absolutely.
it. Yeah, but I like it.
No,
It's all worth
it's
it.
different. It's okay to be different. It's
Yeah.
no problem to do that. And listen, I bet you're loving your time there.
Oh yeah.
It goes by fast. I believe you're a junior now, but
Yes.
you're going to be upcoming on your senior year in 2024. So hey, and I bet you've been enjoying your experiences. No doubt about that. So
Yes, for
I
sure.
love that.
Yeah.
I got some favorite questions here, Emma.
Okay.
Okay, favorite questions. All right. So basically, when I ask you some of these questions, you just let me know off the rip what some of your favorite things are. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook.
Oh God, I like don't cook.
Okay.
Quesadilla.
Okay.
Quesadilla.
All right. Here we go. Let's flip it.
Okay.
Favorite meal you like to eat.
Steak.
Oh, okay. Is there a
Yeah.
certain steak? Are we talking sirloin, ribeye,
I don't know,
pepper
whatever
steak?
my dad makes, it's really good. I don't know what it is, but he makes a fire steak.
Okay, okay. Shout out to Emma's dad for making that
Yeah.
fire steak. I like that. I like that. All right. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh, I went to Watershed. Do you know what that is?
No. What is
It's a
that?
it's a 3-day long country music festival, and there was like all of my favorite artists were there. So there was like 12 concerts in like 3 days.
Wow,
Yeah.
watershed. Okay.
Yeah.
A fun fact: have you ever heard of the Spokane Hoop Fest?
No.
Okay, so there's a hoop fest every year in Spokane there,
Oh, wait,
and
yes, I have.
I had one of my friends that I met through here on one of my podcasts. His name was Tate, and he went to Gonzaga. He told me about it, and I went to Spokane for the very first time for this hoop fest, and I was like, man, this is pretty cool. So yeah, I've been to Spokane before, and I do love the Washington State like area, and I love that hoop fest because I'm a basketball head. Of course, I ain't participate because I knew I wasn't gonna do well up in that, but it was good. It was good
Yeah.
to see all them hoopers out there and them ballers out there. It was pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah,
I like that.
of course.
Okay. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Jamaica.
Really? Okay. Now,
Yeah.
why'd you go there?
My family went on a cruise a couple years ago, and it took us to a bunch of, like, different islands around there, so we went to, like, Jamaica, the Bahamas, Cayman Islands, and all that, but I really liked Jamaica. I loved, like, the culture down there, and everyone there was so nice.
I like that. Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's on the bucket list for me. I like that. How long did you stay on that cruise?
The cruise was about 5 days.
Okay, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
it wasn't bad.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
Favorite, I would say, sport you like to watch outside of basketball.
football.
Okay. Okay. Are you a Seahawks fan?
I am a Seahawks fan.
God bless your heart. I just I just want to tell you. Although they had such an amazing comeback win versus the
Oh, yeah.
Eagles this past Monday night.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was amazing. That was.
That was
But
good.
yeah, it's gonna be tough sledding. I mean, I'm a Chargers fan, so it's tough
Okay.
sledding for my team too. No
Okay,
question.
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Okay,
Oh, last of the favorites, okay?
okay.
Favorite restaurant.
Oh, boy. There's this, like, little restaurant, it's like a local thing in Pullman, it's called South Fork, it's just like it's like American food, but they have, like, a little bit of everything, and it's really good. I go there, like, whenever I can.
Okay, and what's the name of the restaurant?
It's called South Fork.
South Pork. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pull up to there whenever I do come to Pullman. I've never been to Pullman before, and
Really?
I know, yeah, I've never been up there. I've been to Spokane, but
Mm.
I heard it's not that far from Pullman. I've never been to the city before.
It's like an hour and a half. There's not much to do, though, in Pullman. There's, like, wheat fields, and that's literally it. Like, there's not much to do.
Yeah, if I was to come up there, I would have to be watching a game. My Trojans would have to be coming up there, but since my Trojans are leaving the Pac-12 to go to
Yep.
the Big Ten, yeah, I don't know, but maybe pull them. Maybe one of these days I might pull up there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Um, let's talk about what you do now. If I'm not mistaken, you're a radio intern,
I am.
and then you've also done some sports anchoring as well as your time there. So let's talk about what you do now as an intern on a day-to-day basis, but let's also talk about the two different jobs that you've done with radio and sports anchoring, and which one do you enjoy more?
Okay. Yeah, so I'm a radio intern for KVOI AM. It's a radio station in Tucson, Arizona. So I do that hybrid. I've done an on-air show with her where we talked about fentanyl. It's kind of like more of a law show, so it's like a law radio type of thing. And then I
Mhm.
manage all of her social medias, and I kind of just like do little stuff for her also as well. And I also have the option to call in when I'm in Pullman, when I'm not in Arizona, to be on the show from Washington, which is pretty cool. So I do that. And
Okay,
then there is a club at my school called Cable 8 Productions. It's a student-run television production club, so it's all student ran, and I auditioned because I was kinda thinking coming into this school year, I was like, "Hey, I need to start getting broadcast experience, like, this is the biggest
sure.
time for me to do it, I need to figure out something," so I did some research, found this club, and I auditioned, and they gave me the spot, so I am known as talent for it, so I go to sporting games that I'm assigned to. So I did a soccer game, and then I've done a few basketball games. So I go there and I sit on the sideline with all the media, and I'm writing my script, I'm watching the game. It's pretty cool. You get to be on the court, like just sitting there writing your story, and then at the end, the producer comes and films. You kind of give a brief recap over the game, just like a few highlights, the ending score, when they next play. And then I finish my script. I record my voiceovers of my script, and then I send it to the producer, and they put a video together with it.
I like that. And
Yeah.
how do you like the process of coming up with that, right? Being able to write the script, being able to do the voiceovers, go to the games, watch
Yeah.
the game. I'm pretty sure you probably do you get a chance to talk to the coaches or players after the game?
Sometimes we do, but it's kind of hard because there's so much going on after the games, and like we're all kind of
Absolutely.
just frantically. If there's press conferences, we go to the press conferences as well, so we kind of have to get to those. But
Okay.
I like it because it gives me the opportunity to put my own personality into it and write kind of how I wanna write it and then present it how I wanna present it, instead of having someone else, like, write a script for me, and then I have to kinda just, like, give my just, like, read it out loud. Like, I can customize it and personalize it of how I wanna tell the story, and I like being able to record my own voiceovers because I can speak, and it's not like a robot kind of generated thing. Like
Right.
I can kind of just speak how I want, and then it just gets posted, and that's the end of it.
Right. And I always tell students, I've been a few years out of college, graduate now, but I always tell people make sure that you try everything, right?
Yeah,
That's why I love you doing the sports anchoring, the radio, the writing part as well, because you get to find out what you like to do and what you don't like to do.
exactly.
Obviously, I would say I think you will do a tremendous job in front of the camera, and because of your personality and how passionate you are.
Thank you.
But you might want to be a producer. You might want to
Yeah.
be a director. You might want to do another communicative role. So
Hmm.
I love the fact that you're trying different things.
Yeah.
Is sideline reporting something in the future for you?
It's definitely an option for me. As you said, I am keeping my options very open with what I want to do because I was just actually at Fox the other day. I was shadowing for the day, and every single person I talked to, they said, keep your options open. You never know what you're going to do. So right now, I'm open to doing sports. I'm looking kind of more my focus into news anchoring, and sideline reporting is also an option for me. And then they told me to learn weather. So I'm currently trying to learn weather just to kind of be versatile and like not be picky kind of with what is going to happen. Cause in order to start to like get something, you have to kind of start lower. So I'm kind of prepared to start lower and then climb the ladder up as I go.
Absolutely right. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you may have to go to a city that's very small that you probably never heard of and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's myself, right? I'm in Minnesota, but I'm not in like Minneapolis. I'm in
Mhm.
a city where it's not as known as Minneapolis, right? But at the same time, I'm doing the print side. I've done broadcasts, but I'm
Mhm.
also on the print side where I write, I edit photos, I go to games, and I just do my sports reporting thing, right? I write feature stories as well, but I also love the broadcast side of it, where I get a chance to also broadcast games. And
Yeah.
that's the thing about opening up. I love the fact that they said news because news is a great way to break in.
Mhm.
No doubt about that. I should say weather is also another great way. So that's it's interesting they said that because I was thinking myself, I could totally see you as a weather woman explaining the weather, like how chilly it's going to be or how cold
Yep.
it's going to be.
Yep.
I could totally see you doing that. That's for sure.
Yeah. I've been like
Okay.
looking into it a little more. I'm kind of like, oh, that could be interesting. Cause I met the weather lady and she was awesome. So I was like, oh, maybe this could be something I'm interested in as well.
Absolutely. I would say continue. Definitely, if you can continue to shadow, if you can continue to do that, that would be amazing. I love that. I love to hear that, Emma, for sure. Now, this is a great segue to this question because this question is about mental health,
Hmm.
right? And more so than not, I always tell people on here about my mental health and how I deal with it. It
Hmm.
was tough for me to make a move out here because I have family in the South and the Northeast. My mom is in Georgia, my dad's in upstate New York, so I don't have any family out here. But my dream was to be able to write sports and cover sports on a daily basis and have fun with it, and I love doing that, and I love impacting the community. But my mental health was taking a little hit because I'm away from family, and I'm such a huge mama's boy.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to be able to call, be able to reach out, write some poetry, work out, right, and do things of that nature. How do you handle your mental health as far as taking these classes? You got probably a full-time schedule with 4 to 5 classes, if not more. You're talking about interning. You're also in a club, going to games. You have friends too. You do have a life
Yeah.
outside of school.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do you balance all of that, but also still maintain good mental health?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge because I do have mental health struggles as well as I feel a lot of people do. And being in college and being away from home, especially in such a small town like Pullman where there isn't much to do. I mean,
Right.
I don't have a car down there either. So I'm kind of just isolated with my friends where we live. But I found out that going to the gym really improves my mental health as well. And just finding a balance between work and school and social life as well, because sometimes I find myself focusing too much on work or too much on school or too much on friends. So finding that healthy balance between all of them has really helped, and also giving myself time to just rest and like not feel guilty about it. Like I'm a very big person on like I don't like to just like lay down all day. Like I like to get up, I like to do stuff so I can feel productive, and just like even if that's just going to the gym, it really just puts a positive impact on my day if I just get up and move my body a little bit, even though my schedule is chaotic and I'm trying to balance everything together. And it's only gonna get more chaotic too as I get older, because this job, this like industry, it's very time consuming and there's
It
a
is.
lot going on. You're very busy. So kind of just balancing out everything in my life has really helped me. And if I slack off a little bit, not beating myself up over it also has been very helpful, even though it's kind of hard not to beat yourself up over it, but like just kind of being easy with yourself and giving yourself a chance to rest.
I like that last part, especially. Got to give yourself a chance to rest.
Mhm.
Sometimes I kind of turn my phone off because sometimes people, social media can be a monster, right? It
Oh,
can
yeah.
consume your time. There's
Yeah.
no question about that.
Mhm.
Sometimes people hit you up all the time and ask you stuff. And you're like, yo, I just want to be able to rest. I don't want to be
Yep.
bothered at this point in time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
right. This industry is very time consuming. I always like to give people their flowers that enter this industry, but also students as well that I talk to on here, because it's very hard to juggle classes and do everything that you're trying to do. You got
It is.
homework, you got deadlines, and it's kind of preparing you for what it is. I
Yeah.
do a lot of behind the scenes stuff to prepare myself for feature stories and interviews and research and games and coaches and players that I talk to. And that's what you have to do as a journalist, right? And I'm sure you're going to be in the broadcast field where people are going to see your face. They're going to know who you are, and you're writing scripts and you're doing that. But people don't understand the time and the effort that you put in to do that. They just see nice face in front of the camera talking for
Mhm.
2 minutes
Yeah.
or talking for however long, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's an important question to ask about mental health and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I honestly didn't even know how much time that these reporters put in because I kind of just saw them on TV and I was like, "Oh, that looks so easy." Like they're just like reading off like as something that someone else wrote and they're getting paid millions of dollars to do that. And that's the other thing too is that this job when you're starting out especially, the income is very low. So
Hello.
you have to love what you're doing and you have to, like, really have a passion for it and not just wanting to do it because like, the glitz and glamour of it. Like, you have to actually love what you're doing and be passionate about it because the money isn't the whole part of it too. And so, like and it's not very well paid when you first start out. So you really
Right.
have to have a passion for it so you can climb up the ladder eventually, but it's gonna start out tough.
No question. Obviously, I definitely know about that for sure. And I always tell people again is yes, the money is low when you starting out, but people say there's no money in this industry. That's not true.
Yeah.
You definitely can rise. You
Mhm.
definitely can get paid more, but through your hard work and through your dedication. Yes, you do have to be dedicated though, because you got to show what you can do, whether it's
Yeah,
on the
you get
print
what you put
side,
into it. Yeah.
without question, right? So I like that. I do. I like your mindset for sure.
Yeah.
Emma, we've reached the podcast portion of this show where now we are doing this or that.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw two things at you, and you just decide which one you want. Okay.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Popeyes or KFC?
KFC.
Okay. Okay, I like that. You was very decisive on that. I'm a
Yeah.
Popeyes guy, but I don't. But that's okay. KFC good too. I like that. Okay. Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Carrie Underwood or Casey Musgraves?
Oh gosh. Carrie Underwood, she's more classic, and sh we have the same last name.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Very
Yeah,
true. I like that.
yeah.
Um, okay, Morgan Wallen or Luke Bryant?
Morgan Wallen.
Oh, you were decisive on that one too.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
and
I've
I
seen him,
really,
like, 3 times, and I am obsessed with him.
his new song, or shouldn't say new, but "Stand by Me," the one with him and
Oh,
Lil
yeah.
Durk. Yeah, I like that one. That's a
That's
good
a
one.
good
That's
one.
a bop.
Yeah.
That's a bop right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
Okay, I like that. All right. So here's the next one. This has to do with wacky sports. Which
Okay.
sport would you rather play? Bowling or badminton?
Ooh. Probably bowling, I'm not very coordinated.
Are you a good bowler?
No.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I have to
Well,
use
that's
the bumpers.
ooh. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Hey, way to keep it 1,000 with me though. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I appreciate
Of
that.
course.
I like that. Okay. Here we go. This is another music one that I have. Another
Okay.
music one that I have. Okay. Would you rather listen to the Zach Brown Band or Lady A?
Zac Brown Band.
They're a pretty good group, right? I
Oh,
like them.
yeah.
I like them a lot. Yes. I don't know if you heard one of their songs. They have a song with Kygo called Someday. Have you ever heard that?
I have not heard that.
Yeah, it's him, them, and Kygo. It's called Someday,
Okay.
and it's really good. I like
I'll
it.
listen to
Okay.
it.
All right. I feel that. I feel that. All right. So this next one is also about sports as well. Back to sports. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Hockey or baseball?
Probably hockey. I think baseball is really slow.
It is. I did. I'm more of an in-person person. Like
Hmm.
if you watching it in person, I'm
Yeah.
good. On TV, it's like nails to a chalkboard.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
have a hard time watching that on TV.
I feel that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Or do you eat chicken wings?
I do. I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Did you? Okay, look at
Unfortunately.
that.
Yeah.
See, no wonder you're natural. You're a natural person of talking with people. You were probably a server there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I'm just saying, this is natural for you. Okay. Reason why I asked that question is because do you like lemon pepper or barbecue as far as flavors?
Barbecue. I'm a pretty picky eater.
Really? Well, you
Yeah.
very picky and decisive. I like that. Okay. Okay. I like that. Do
Yeah.
you like bone in or boneless?
Boneless.
Emma, we're gonna be best friends. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, you are probably one of the first few guests that I've had on here, and I've done 50 plus episodes that pretty much have matched everything that I would pick. Pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Look
Yes.
at that.
There's
That's
only been a
perfect.
few. There's only been a few that's matched everything that I've said. That's pretty awesome. Okay.
I love
I
it.
like that. So this next question has to do with your goal, right?
Okay.
What is your ultimate goal that you see yourself? Graduation is coming up in 2024. I'm not sure if it's in December for you or May, but it's coming up.
Hmm.
What do you plan on doing post graduation? Do you want to try to get with a station? Do you want to try to get with like a station, meaning a TV station or a radio station? What's your goal?
The end goal for graduation is to get with a TV station, just to kind of start out with, find somewhere that I vibe with and that likes kind of what I'm doing. And then, of course, there's a lot of moving around, so I'll probably move around a few times until I find one that I actually really like and that works well with everything and start a family and do all that stuff.
Well, I'm sure that you'll be a wonderful mom, and when you get to that point, no
Yes.
question about it.
Yeah.
You talked about your sister being in college. Is she older or young?
She's younger. She's actually a freshman.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, do you plan on staying in the Pullman area, or are you gonna head back to Arizona?
I'll probably head back to Arizona. There's not much in Pullman for me to do, or there'd be no
Really?
jobs really down there. So I'd definitely move back, or depending on if I get a job offer from somewhere or I have an internship my senior year, I'll probably just move wherever that is, or kind of just go with the flow, kind of see where life takes me.
Now, I know for me personally, even though I am in a full time job, I still keep an eye out for sports career fairs. I don't know if that's something that you normally do, but I
Yeah.
like to keep an eye out for sports career fairs and opportunities like that. There is a couple that I'm interested in going to.
Mhm.
Is there any ones that you're interested that you've seen online that's like, wow, maybe I should check that out?
I have not looked, but I've been actually meaning to look about career fairs and stuff. We have a few come to Pullman like once a semester, depending on like what your major is. But I think that there is one for the communication and maybe even sports coming this coming semester. So I'm definitely going to go to that.
I definitely would like to go to the NFL Combine
Oh,
one.
yeah, yeah. I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's in Indianapolis,
Hmm.
and I've never been, but it's something that intrigues me because I love football. And then there's an NBA one that's going to be happening next year, but that's not until like the summertime. But the NFL one is in the next couple of months.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so yeah, that one is late February, and it's like I think it's the 29th to the second through the second,
Okay.
and I'm definitely interested in that one because yeah, like I said, I would love to break bread with some NFL people and some NFL
Yeah.
scouts, bring my resume up there, do that. But
Yeah.
that's one I'm definitely planning on going to. If you like the NFL or you want to, that's definitely one you should check out for sure.
Yeah, I definitely will. That's awesome.
So let me ask you about some advice,
Okay.
right? Some advice that you may have gotten from someone that's very impactful to you, because you do have Fox that comes out there. There's a lot of people that's big time names that might have came out there and talked to you, whether it's news or sports wise. And maybe in the upcoming season, you may want to shadow somebody that may be on the field or may not be on the field. But what is some advice that you've gotten that you hold on dearly to?
Yeah, so I recently just got advice from this Fox anchor a few days ago, and she told me that the TV industry might try to shape you into like a robot or kind of like take your personality away a little bit when you're on film, but just to remain yourself because that's the best way to do this job and to also get as much experience as you can and to be eager to get these experiences and kind of just jump at any opportunity that's given to you because they told me that not everyone makes it in this industry because people give up because it gets hard. And she told me just to not give up and just if I push through and I give it my all, then I will make it very far in this industry. And that's what I plan on doing.
And I'm glad she told you that. And she probably was a seasoned anchor that you talked to, somebody
Yeah.
that's been in the game for a minute. And she's right at 1000%. And obviously, being in this for the past 3 years that I've done it, yeah, I've seen some people quit. I've
Hmm.
seen some people leave, whether it's print wise. I've had some friends that left broadcast because it just got too much.
Yeah.
You may come across some people that, like you said, may try to take your personality. Talking to you on here, you have one of the most bubbly personalities. I don't know how anyone doesn't like being around you, whether it's
True.
family, friends, teachers, students. I don't know. I can't see anybody having a negative thing to say about you.
Thank you.
So you got to keep that. Oh no, you're welcome. No, that's just you, Emma. That's just you. So if you keep that, I think you'll be amazing and great at whatever you want to do, right? Whatever genre you want to go into. So she's 1000%. I also would piggyback and say you it's really good to hear it, but once you're in it, like when you're in it, you really realize it. Like it is gonna like really test you once you get
Mhm.
in it like full time because
Yeah.
it's just the redundancy of what you do every day. And the last thing that I would say is that I tell people all the time, especially graduates or upcoming graduates, I tell them three things. Number one, whatever job you take, please schedule a visit.
Mhm.
And this is just advice. Some people probably take it, some people don't, but I say schedule a visit. Reason being, you never want to go to a place that you never seen before, that you
Mhm.
never heard of before. You kind of want to see the town, you want to see your coworkers, you want to see where you're going to be living at and who you're going to be working with. Then number two, I always say, if any job asks you to start within a week and don't or 2 weeks or don't give you enough time to whether you got to move and relocate and find a place and do different things like that, it's a red flag.
Okay.
Red flag.
Okay.
Uh, and you should pause. You should definitely not agree to that because any job knows you that you're working at, or if you're a graduate, they should give you at least minimum 4 to 5 weeks.
Okay.
And the reason why you should take that time is that one, you're moving your stuff. So whether you're moving U-Haul wise or whether you're getting family to help you move, normal when you're working in a job, you give a 2 week notice anyway at a job. That's the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
But then you also got to see about apartments and or places down there to live. So that's not a rush decision. You got to know where you live. That's why a visit is important. A visit normally takes a week. Gathering yourself normally takes a couple weeks. And then last but not least, money wise. It's the last thing I always tell them. Some people will try to shortchange you on the money. Now we talked about it's not a lot of money, but you don't want to be eating top ramen every day.
Yeah.
We didn't graduate from that. We
Yeah.
out of college. So no, money is low, but it has to be respectable enough to where you can pay your bills and
Yeah.
be able to live. So I always say definitely, at least get money wise, get about 2 or 3 offers if you can get that. Right.
Okay.
Myself, I got 5. I was lucky enough to get 5 different places interested in me. Now I graduated in the summer, which was July of 2021. I graduated. However, I didn't accept this offer until 3 months later. But I
Okay.
was applying before then, and I had 5 different offers combined with the one that I took. The only one that gave me a visit was out here. was
Okay.
in Marshall. Nobody else gave me a visit. So I got a visit. I came out here. I found a place. It took about four weeks, but they were willing to give it to me. And I was able to be like, okay, this is how much rent is. This is how much this would be. This is how much, you know what I mean? So
Mm.
I love the fact of just telling people that. It's a
Yeah.
long-winded statement that I just made, and I apologize. But
No, that was really good advice. Thank you.
yes, I always tell people that. Now, Emma, we've came to the portion of the podcast where you got to recommend two other people that you think would be dope to come on here and talk to me on this podcast.
Oh God. Let me think.
Now, you're amazing in itself. Emma Underwood is amazing, but
Thank you.
I'm sure you have pretty dope friends that may not be in the sports, but maybe in journalism, maybe in music, maybe in different genres
Hmm.
that would love to come on here and talk to.
Okay. Let me think. Just like in any like type of journalism industry, kind of like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Yes.
I think my best friend Lauren, I think you'd really like her. She's super funny.
Okay.
She's in the communication industry. She's kind of figuring out her way. And
Okay.
then I have this other guy friend. He's a producer for the club that I work for. His name is Christian. He's like the camera guy and he works
I like
for
him already. I'm a
Yeah.
Chris. He's a Chris. That's great. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think he'd be cool on here too.
Well, that's dope. Obviously, I would love to talk to Christian. I would love to talk to Lauren, and obviously, you and I would talk offline, see if
Yeah.
we can get their contacts on that. This has been pretty dope. I liked
Yeah.
it.
This
I
has
think this has been fun.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about you, right? Obviously, going to Wazoo, doing sports anchoring, doing what you do with the radio. Obviously, you are a boneless chicken wing person, which I love.
Yep.
And you're now getting into sports. You like basketball. You do football. You've done soccer. You're doing amazing things out there, girl. There's no question about it. I just want to know, and this is I have two more questions. This is my next question is, what has been your favorite project to work on so far?
For one of my classes, I had to write a final press paper and it had to be like 700 words. And I did it on the Eastern Washington versus WSU basketball game. And it was like a big rivalry game. So I got to work that game and I got to kill two birds with one stone. I got to do the stuff for Cable 8. And then I also got to write my final paper. And I thought it was really fun because I got like both like little, I got like the sports journalism side for Cable 8 and then I got like the actual like schooling side on there together.
It's pretty cool to go and cover a game, right? And for those of you that haven't, that will eventually will watch this video once it's posted. It's no experience like it. You get that credential, you get to be on the floor, you get to sit at the table, you get to talk to people, you get to just view the fans. The fans are going wild, they're rabid for their team. It's just great action up close. If you're a sports head like myself, it's just not too many better feelings than to
Yeah.
be that, right? So I love that. This last question is there anything else you would like to add before we conclude, Emma Underwood?
Nah, just be yourself, no matter what. If people doubt you, then that's their problem because you just got to rise to the top and prove them all wrong.
Well said on that. Amen, girl. I like that. Thank you for hopping on my podcast, the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, you know what? Thinking now, I might have to pull up to one of those basketball games. Y'all still in the Pac-12 of basketball, so I might have to pull up because I'm a Trojans fan, and I know the Trojans play WSU at some point.
Yes,
no doubt. But yes, we will keep in touch, please.
Yeah.
And I will continue to follow you. You do amazing work. Once again, thank you for your time. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt. You take care.
Thank you. You too. Bye.